Despite tens of millions of face masks in the national stockpile, Australians living with disability say they're still having problems accessing protective equipment. A recent survey from a national disability organisation found the majority don't have access to the PPE they need.
For the last 6 weeks, Australians have been told to keep their distance. For Sam Peterson, it's not an option.
It's ironic that we are some of the most vulnerable, and yet we can't physically distance ourselves.
Sam had a stroke during an operation. She says ideally she'd like to have a stock of PPE for herself and her support worker, but she hasn't been able to access it. The Summer Foundation says she isn't alone.
We found that only 7% of NDIS participants have access to all the PPE that they need.
A national survey conducted by the Summer Foundation last month found 76% of respondents were concerned about where to get PPE. 48% said cost was an issue and 19% said they were unsure how to properly use PPE. NDIS guidelines state there's no requirement for workers supporting NDIS participants to wear surgical masks or other items of PPE unless their client has suspected or confirmed COVID-19. But some aren't willing to take the risk.
Some people are definitely talking about cancelling essential supports and trying to manage without support workers because they're anxious about people coming into their homes because they can't self-isolate like everybody else.
NDIS participants can request supplies from the service if they can prove they have a confirmed case of COVID-19 or can prove a lack of access from commercial stocks. The Health Department says in the last month, 60 PPE requests have been approved. As the states begin rolling back coronavirus restrictions, those with a disability say the isolation will continue for them for some time. They're calling on the NDIS to subsidise a week's worth of PPE so they can be safe and they too can continue with life after the pandemic.
It pains me deeply at the thought of the world going back to normal without us.
A small piece of equipment that could buy a peace of mind. Abby Dinham, SBS World News.